You want to find out more about Eurovision 21? You've come to the right place. Let's talk Eurovision. Hey everyone, Matt, ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel, and just yesterday I shared some updates with you about the Eurovision Song Contest 2021. You can watch them up there. But now the EBU has given us even more information, and I want to share that information with you right here, right now, real fast, because that's some good stuff in there, or at least addresses some of the things that we all been talking about, or at least thinking about. So let's dive right into it. The obvious question is, and we kind of know the answer to, is obviously where will the Eurovision Song Contest 2021 be held? We all know the EBU says the EBU and its Dutch members, NPO, NOS, and Avrotos are planning for the Eurovision Song Contest 2021 to take place in Rotterdam, Netherlands. We already knew that. I talked about that in my video previously. One of the questions, though, we don't know the answer to is, when will it take place? And the answer that the EBU gave us, the event is scheduled to take place in the spring of 2021, with many international and national events also happening in the same period. We need to evaluate the best time to host the contest. We hope to have dates for the event in the coming weeks. And I personally love to read between the lines, because there's a reason why they use certain words in my view. The event is scheduled to take place in the spring of 21. Emphasis on scheduled. So this is subject to change. We all know that the world we live in, the COVID-19 environment, and we don't know what's going to happen. Is there going to be a vaccine available come May 2021 or not? Can mass gatherings be justified? We don't know yet. So I think the EBU is extra careful with the way they phrase things, and this is why I noticed that little word that is of significance in my view. Also, it's saying we hope to have dates for the event coming the next week. So they're hoping, they're not guaranteeing anything. So, but in a nutshell, we don't know when this contest is taking place. The goal is to have it again next May, and assuming everything works out according to plan, that's what the EBU is aiming for. But a lot of things are out of their control. Health reasons, what local governments or the federal government is telling them, and all of that. So it was just very interesting to read that. Another question is, where will the contest be staged? Preparations are underway for the 2021 contest to be staged at Ahoy venue in the Dutch city of Rotterdam. Again, I'm doing the reading between the lines. Preparations are underway to be staged. So once again, there is this cushion there that there is maybe subject to change, but ultimately the goal is to stay at the Ahoy venue, which was the original venue for Eurovision 2020, which right now is being utilized to house sick people from COVID-19. There are beds and medication there. So this is what's currently used. We assume by the end of this year or early next year that will change, but everything is still up in the air. These are unprecedented times. How many countries will take part in the Eurovision Song Contest? I know you want to know, I want to know, nobody knows. Even if the actual Eurovision would have taken place, we wouldn't know the answer until way later, and this is exactly what the EBU is telling us. It is currently too early to say. Over the coming months, EBU member broadcasters will be invited to express their interest, and a full list of participating countries won't be known until the autumn of 2020. According to the existing rules, a maximum of 44 broadcasters can take part in the contest. This is very common, and this is exactly how it would work. It has been working for the past few years. We won't know until the fall, so another 6 months at least, probably, until we have either a tentative or official list of the participants, especially with the current situation. We don't even know when the contest will take place for sure, and what the situation is going to be like. I would be very, very careful to make any kind of predictions. Our countries that didn't take part or didn't plan to take part in 2020, will they return to the contest? And will some countries maybe sit out because they're worried? The broadcaster is concerned sending delegations, people, to an event where they potentially could get sick if the situation is not quite as under control as we all would like to be. So there are so many different factors that could come into play. So we don't know yet, but this is where we're at, and I'm glad at least the EBU said that. But it's not like anything mind-breaking or like groundbreaking news on that front. Now let's get into some of the questions that are a little bit more COVID-19 specific, or at least how this virus affects the contest and the organization. One of them is, why will this year's songs not be eligible to compete in 2021? And the EBU says the following. The Eurovision Song Contest reference group, which represents all participating broadcasters, agreed that the rules of the Eurovision Song Contest should be upheld for the 2021 competition. This means that the songs that compete in 21 cannot be commercially available before September 1st, 2020, which excludes the current selection of songs chosen for this year's cancelled event. So there you have it. They just applied the rules that have always been in place, or at least for quite some time, for a few years, and did not make an exception, even though these are unprecedented times and the contest has never been cancelled. But even though they decided not to go on with the contest, which makes perfect sense, they decided not to allow these songs in, even though, maybe that would have made sense. We may have all different opinions about that. Some people may think they should have gone. Others say, no, we need fresh new music. Whatever side you fall on, this is the reasoning the EBU put forward, because it was a decision of the ESC reference group. And they made that ultimate decision, and I guess we just gotta live with it. Also, very interesting, let's talk about how will COVID-19 affect planning for the Eurovision Song Contest 2021. And the EBU said the following. We understand that people are eager to know how the current COVID-19 crisis will affect the organization of the Eurovision Song Contest in 2021. Of course, the health of participants, employees, and visitors will always be paramount. The EBU, together with its Dutch members NPO, NOS, and Alvrotos, and the city of Rotterdam, will work in close collaboration over the coming weeks and months with the Dutch health authorities, mapping out the impact of COVID-19 on next year's event. It is our intention to ensure the 2021 contest can take place in circumstances that protect the health and safety of everyone attending the event. So this is a long paragraph, and I think if you want to just summarize it, we don't know, we'll just do the right thing, or we try to do the right thing. That's what it is. Because once again, how would you know? We don't know where we're going to be at in a year from now. The most important thing is everyone's health and safety, and that is the most important factor here, and I completely agree with the EBU's approach here. We need to make sure people are healthy and we don't spread the virus even more. And let's take a look at the data, let's take a look at the facts and the situation that we're in that year, and that is what kind of the article lays out here. If the event cannot take place in Rotterdam because of COVID-19, is there an alternative plan? Interesting. EBU says, it was with great regret that we had to cancel the Eurovision Song Contest in 2020 in an ever-changing and challenging environment. The EBU and its members are more than aware of the difficulties planning a complicated global broadcast with many international stakeholders 12 months from now. The EBU will therefore work with its members and the host broadcasters of 2021 to ensure the continuity of the event in a number of different scenarios. Once again, it's a politically correct statement. In a nutshell, means we don't know yet. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't want to commit to anything. And once again, I don't blame them necessarily for that. There are so many factors that need to be taken into consideration that just make it difficult to really say for sure. Is there a vaccine available come May 2021 that we can take? We don't have to worry about it. And if not, how widespread is COVID-19? And is it safe to have mass gatherings. Keep in mind, the Dutch government has a law in place right now that no mass gatherings, I don't know the exact number, what falls over that, if it's 50 or 100, but any kind of mass gathering is illegal until a vaccine has been found. What if we don't have it by next year? That means they cannot host it? And if they say, sorry, we can't, we would love to, but the government says no, are we going to a different country? What is going to happen? So I think there's a lot of talk and a lot of discussion going on behind the scenes. Maybe some of the bigger broadcasters who can potentially put a show together quickly are asked to step in if needed, but I'm also speculating right now. The point is, we have to wait and see. We don't know. It is the weirdest thing for us to really even talk about this, because there's so many uncertainties and pieces of the puzzle that need to come together to give a proper answer, and this is why they're saying a little vague here, but I get it. Another interesting question: would you host the contest without an audience? The EBU says, the current situation across Europe is likely to remain uncertain for the coming months, and at this stage we cannot comment on the final organization for the Eurovision Song Contest next year. So this is an absolute no comment. Like, we're not going to say anything about that. And once again, I sound like a broken record, but I get it. What if what are they supposed to say? Are they going to be like, no, we're not going to do Eurovision without an audience, and then we still can't gather masses of people, so we cancel Eurovision again? Or if they say, yes, of course we're going to do it, but then go against all regulations that are being put in place by countries, that makes them look bad as well. So it's really just something they will have to take one step at a time. But I do feel as if for some reason there is still an issue with people gathering in places, that they would probably have a more, either a smaller audience or really no audience. I don't see Eurovision 2021 not happening an option. I don't think they want to sit out 2 years. They're going to come up with something. I bet my bottom dollar on that. So, but they cannot really commit either way, which makes perfect sense. But maybe this will be updated as time passes on. So let's just wait and see. And then the last part of the FAQ that the EBU posted focuses on the ticket sale and the situation. I'm not going to go for each one of them individually, but just to wrap it up, as far as what's going to happen. Will the tickets be still valid that you bought this year in 2020 for the 2021 contest? And the answer is yes. Yes, yes, yes. So if you bought a ticket this year and you're planning on attending next year, keep your ticket. I hope you didn't throw it away. I'm sure you have some kind of documentation in your email or whatever, but you get my point. So your tickets will be available and they will be transferred accordingly. So they will be valid for the same shows. If you bought a ticket for the grand final jury show, you will get also another ticket for the grand final jury show for 2021. So it's going to be transferred just like that. They also said, will you receive a new ticket or not? That they are not committing either. They will let us know at a later stage. So once again, don't throw anything away if you still have it. That would be silly. That would be silly. If you plan on attending, keep those tickets, okay? And we'll go from there. More information to come. And that is a good opportunity to remind you to follow our channel for further updates, and of course, follow us on social media, as we'll share with you the news as they come out. And another point that will probably come up: what if I cannot go anymore? I had plans for in 2021 or whatsoever, or I may not be able to go. Can I get a refund? And the answer is yes. If you, for whatever reason, cannot attend the contest, you will be able to get a refund on all of your tickets. And keep in mind, this is very important. You can request a refund starting Monday, May 25th. So in about a week, you will be able to request a refund. May 25th, Monday, up until Friday, June 5th. So just about 10 days window for you to request a refund. So if you know for sure that you won't be able to go to Eurovision, get a refund. Get a refund. It helps you. It helps the EBU to figure out how many people can't go, and everyone is happy. Now, there is a chance that you think, well, I might be able to go, but I don't know what time. So if you need an exact date, like, you can still wait. That is the good part. If you cannot commit, like if you don't know yet and you want to wait for the official dates to be released for the Eurovision 21 contest, hang on tight. There will be another window of opportunity to request a refund. And there will be a link that is going to be posted on Eurovision.tv, and we will also have it here on our website, on our social media, so check back soon, because that's how we roll. There's also the good thing is there's also the opportunity to potentially change the name on the tickets. If you have a group of friends going and some of your friends cannot go anymore, but you can and someone else, you will be able to change the name on the ticket to give it to someone else as well. But more on that later down the road. Check back. And of course, to those who didn't buy a ticket but would like to buy a ticket next year, will you be able to get new ones as well? That for this, you have to stay tuned. It's too early to discuss any ticket sales as of right now. It all depends on how many tickets will be returned and what the capacity will be next year. Because even though it's the plan is to be at the Ahoy Rotterdam Arena, we don't know. The future is uncertain. So this is why we need to all play it by ear and need to be very flexible. I know it sucks. It sucks for everyone. I get it. This is less than ideal. But at least there are options. So this is what we have on the tickets. Alright, my friends, so this is the update that we have as of right now. Make sure to check back soon, because there will be plenty of updates over the upcoming weeks and months, of course, in regards to the 21 contest. This is just a time where we all just have to kind of play it by ear a little. And I understand how frustrating it is, but it is what I have noticed is this wonderful camaraderie amongst the Eurovision fans when it comes to this, and everyone is on the same page. We do what we gotta do and just get through this and focus on the good. And at least we're getting updates, at least things are coming out, and as things are being announced by the EBU, the broadcaster, we'll let you know. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon. Have a good day. Bye.